Hello, everyone. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. Welcome to our first day of March. I'm so glad that I was able to reschedule this uh, YouTube Live because, as I stated, it's been so busy with Black History Month. Beyond it's just been crazy. And I need some help. So I want you all, I want you all to know if you have not considered selling something of Black history, please do because it is well worth it. I'm telling you, it was crazy beyond measure. Now I know that it's Sunday, and I know you need your rest. But I have to stop in and let you know where there is no vision, the people shall perish. Okay. And I just wanna inspire you and uplift you and help you with your journey so that you can make as much money as you desire and some. So I wanna just come on, and those who can come on Sunday and those who are going to be coming on tomorrow, I'm just excited that I survived. I survived, you all. I haven't seen my husband all month. It's been, I mean, I see him, but we don't see him. You know what I mean? So tonight I'm gonna go home. He actually gonna grill some steak. So first of all, if it's your first time, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I'm an international fashion designer, and I'm here to inspire you. Not only am I here to inspire you, I'm here to push you off the cliff so you can fly. Okay. So if you want to know what my mission is to inspire as many people as possible to take this journey of creativity and to be more than abundantly blessed. Not only a blessed to yourself, but also blessed to your community and definitely a blessing to your family. But in the meantime, when you're being blessed, I want you to look at the siblings or the spouse or the grandchildren around you. Make sure that they see what you're doing so they can learn nuggets of survival. Okay? Because you can survive, but if you leave all your fortunes to your family and they're not able to take that and to survive later, we don't want it to be in vain. We want you to make sure that your children and your spouse and your loved ones, because so many people are experiencing great deeds of hardship, and the answer is always money. Do you have the money to grieve? Do you have the money to pay the bill? Do you have the money to succeed? And I'm gonna share with you what I just got a letter yesterday. I have a lot of stuff going on in my life personally, and I've always made sure that I had more than enough life insurance to cover everything and some. And I got a letter yesterday that said my life insurance policy is about to quadruple in April. So what I pay now is going to be times four. So I was talking to my sister, which is a financial advisor. I'm like, why would that be? And how could you survive if you paid that much money? And what do I need to invest in? And then I've been with this company for over 20 years. And the way they have given all this money to the government, all and they've taken all these subsidiaries. So everything is going up quadruple. This is not health insurance. This is life insurance. So I want you to know, so you know what's going to happen, right? I'm going to get my guns together. I'm going to see what I need to do to make extra to make sure things going to be taken care of. And I have no children. So I have a spouse, but I still want to make sure that if he needs to take care of the business or sell the business or be able to make sure he's okay, um, I want to make sure that there's more than enough. And right now, if you all are listening to me, look at your policies, look at your insurance policies, look at your life insurance policies, your health insurance, and see what's going on. And let's make the change we need to make so that we can be able to be able to survive. Not only survive, but strive, because everything right now is a roller coaster. And when it becomes a roller coaster, the stock market, all the investors get nervous. They start making sure that whoever they're invested or who is invested in them pay all of their burden. Not some of their burden, but all of their burden. So we gotta look, just look, open your mail, read your mail, see what's going on. And if you don't open your mail and read your mail, they're going to automatically start deducting the payment. Like they'll give you 1 month notice, and the next month they're going to automatically start taking those funds out. And if they take those funds out and you already had adjusted just for that small amount, and it's 4 times the amount, then we got to have a meeting on what can we do and what we can't do. Where there is no vision, the people shall perish. If you're coming on now, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I'm actually in the Man Cave store. This is the store next to my main store, and this is where we sell all male attire. Um, if you can look above my head, it says all gave some gave all. I made this store because I wanted to support the African American males. African American males have been forgotten when it comes to their clothing and accessories. And in every male store that I open, I always make sure I have a Marcus Garvey picture. You can't see it because it's on the other side. But what it says is that a tree with, if you don't know your roots, you must know your roots to have a vision. So a tree with no roots will fail. Every tree has to have roots. So every business, you need a male and a female. And in the store to my right of me, there's a section that I have which is for the military, all the African American males that had went to war, and so many of them didn't get proper burials, and so many didn't get proper insurance to cover their cells with all these ailments from the military, from the United States military. So I always make sure I have a section to honor the military. Now, it's for all people that's in the military, but it's especially for the African American male. I also have the Tuskegee Airmen, the Negro League, and the Buffalo Soldiers, which I have a very large section of that. I have the HBCU, Historical Black Universities. I also have the fraternities and sororities. And it's in another section of this store, but it's in the back of the store because it's private label. That means it actually is sold to those who are in the sororities and fraternities. So this is a quiet place for me to be tonight so I could talk to you before the store open. We're actually open to 6, and I just wanted to come on and just tell you how much I appreciate you, and also the lovely letters that you wrote, because Thursday night, when during our time, I was just about to come on, and when I looked up, there was a rush of children that came in the store, and they needed clothes. The teachers was with them, the grandparents was with them, and they needed clothes to wear to school. I'm in Florida, where our governor stopped Black History talk in all of the schools in the state of Florida. So in the state of Florida, you cannot talk about Black history in the schools. You cannot read books about Black history. They're all been taken out the libraries in the state of Florida. It may be worldwide, but I'm gonna have to tell you what I know in my state. So what happened, I didn't know this until the beginning of the week, and I thought we were okay. What happened on the last week of February, which was last week, because today is Sunday. Um, the teachers, the students, the daycare centers, statewide, had everybody to wear African American clothing. And I'm telling you, they were looking for anything to wear as a silent protest that we cannot forget Black History Month. So there were 12-hour shifts, 15-hour shifts, 18-hour shifts, making sure that everyone who came, no matter what price they was in, that we was able to accommodate them and make the children look good. So that's what was going on Thursday night. And they all had to wear it on Friday. So the last day of school for Black History Month. So I give my hat off to them, which is one I made tonight. You got a class full of students, and they always know about Black History Month, and they look forward to it. And in our state, again, because of ICE and the immigration, we have several schools that are being closed down. So that means there's going to be a loss of jobs, a loss of, I'm talking about food, uh, the teachers not going to have a job, the principals, the whole 9 yards, because most of the immigrants that was here on protected study, their parents was here on protective work study that they could work and they could send their kids to school. Those families are gone or they're in hiding. And so now when the school year started, there's not enough students to get the revenue from the United States, from the government. So it's a serious thing going on. And so the teachers and the students and they couldn't teach Black history. They couldn't talk about it, but they wore the clothing. I was like amazed at what was going on. So that is my soapbox of what happened. So now I'm ready to get talking to you. I'm excited to be here. If you're just coming on, this is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I am your inspiration coach. I'm your boot camp coach. I'm here to help you get through your struggles. I'm going to first, because I have some newbies, and I'm gonna do a membership drive. If you need any help to be inspired, to get through your journey, to make more in a day than you can make in a week on your job, to make more in an hour than you can make on a whole day of work. Listen to my tapes, listen to my videos, take notes, write notes, and at first subscribe. And after you subscribe, if you have the funds of $4, $2.99, $3.99, okay, and above, then I would like for you to become a member. Because when you become a member and you pay for something, no matter what it is, you give it your attention. Okay. There's two ways you can listen to me. You can look at me while I'm talking, or you can listen to me while you're working. Okay. So those who are at the sewing machine right now, you don't have to look at me because you know what I look like. You can listen to me and you can keep working because time is of an essence, and your time is where you have to put your gift to, because you don't have a lot of time. You got to take pockets of time. And for those who don't have a lot of time, start with 5 minutes. Start with 5 minutes to do something, meaning to arrange your sewing station or your painting station or your craft station. Start with 5 minutes, then expand to 10 minutes. But whatever you do, do something towards your craft every day, and that will get you to your riches. Okay? Because there are some things that you can do in 5 minutes that you can't do in an hour. When you know you only got a little bit of time, you will get it done, and you'll get it done well, and you can make this, you can start building up your inventory. The ones who have the inventory are the ones who are going to get paid. The ones who have the cards, I'm talking about a card. If you have a card, you give that card, you bless that card, you pray over that card, you have it made. Okay? When you start just a little bit, if you just give it just a little bit of, you will make so much inventory, you won't believe it. And then people will come in and they'll buy you out. Now, if they buy you out, you didn't have enough, obviously, right? But let's not sell out. Let's have a more than enough that we can make a lot of money in a lot of time. And for those who say that you can't afford the coaching right now, I've said this on many videos. I said, I'm gonna just tell you, I'm gonna tell you what happened last night. I'm gonna tell you how to get the money to get the coaching. And I'm going to tell you how to get anything you want if you listen to me. Listen to me. Lean in right now. Stop sewing, okay? I had a $500 issue yesterday. Now, that was my issue. That wasn't the store issue. That was my issue. I had said, okay, I need to make $500. So what I do is I'll sell stuff in the store, and I'll do private things for things that I personally need, right? So I prayed about it the night before. I said, I need to have $500 to take care of this project that I'm doing. So I prayed about it. I got up that morning, and before I hit the bed, I said, thank you, Lord, for it, right? Came to work like normal, tired, getting ready to take care of the day. I got 4 people here. I'm trying to make sure everybody's okay. Are you okay? You need anything? You're all right? Making sure my staff is pepped up, ready to go, because everybody is in a hurry. Everybody's in a hurry. Saturday's the last day of Black History. It's in a hurry. So I'm going through my day. I had no way that I could take a pay yesterday. It was just not there. I mean, I know we have the goals. We were a little bit under the goal, but it was no way that I could even pay myself out of the salary, right? Out of the payroll. So I'm in the store and I'm dusting and I'm pulling stuff in and I'm filling, filling what orders I need to do for my mail order. And I get a phone call and the store is closed. So I get a phone call and there's a lady on the phone and her daughter's on the phone. And they're saying, Miss Evelyn, we need to get something done. Um, can we please come by and pay you tonight? And I was like, tonight? It's 7 o'clock. We close at 7, right? She said, Miss Evelyn, I really, really need you to do this project for my daughter. And my husband had back surgery. We couldn't get back over there. I came to you a couple weeks ago, and you may not remember, but I need you to do this for my daughter. So I'm like, okay, what is it? So she sent me pictures, and she says, I am 2.5 hours away. Can I please come and give you $500 cash tonight to start on this project for my daughter? I said, I said, I could stay here till 9. She said, well, I'm actually en route and I'll be there 8:45, but I want to know if we can get something to eat before I get there. So I said, you can come tonight or you can come tomorrow. I said, you don't have to stress out tonight. You can come tomorrow. She said, no, Miss Evelyn, I need to put this $500 in your pocket tonight. So I said, well, I'm going to be here till 9:30 because normally I work 2 hours after the store minimum. And I'm going to be here anyway. So I said, okay, drive safe, blah, blah, blah. Just like that, you all. Just like that. She came to the back door. I opened the door. She gave me the $500 cash and say, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Please start putting my daughter on your schedule. So what I'm telling you is, I'm not just talking to you all to be talking. I'm telling you the power of prayer. Okay, I even if I wouldn't have got that blessing last night, I would have known God was going to feel my requests. And it doesn't take him a long time to do it. It does not, when you lined up with God, it does not take a long time to do it. I'm here to tell you. So everything that I'm telling you is something that I have experienced. If you need coaching, if you need a blessing and to keep those blessings coming, be good to yourself, be good to others, put a little bit of work in it and pray and line up. And when he say, if you're going to pray, don't worry. If you're going to worry, don't pray. So you pray about it, you don't worry. How could that happen? How could somebody drive? Let me tell you what. I'm about 3 hours away from where Donald Trump lives. This lady lived where Donald Trump lives. The president of the United States. If y'all don't know his name is Donald Trump. And she lives maybe about 20 minutes from his compound. It ain't no house, it's a compound, right? So for someone to come and need to put some money in a person's hand that you met once and give that much money for something for your daughter, it's amazing. All I can say is, if you line yourself up, you don't have to worry about nothing. You don't have to worry about nothing. So when people say, Miss Evelyn, why should I pay you $35 a night or $35 a month for a membership versus $3.99 for membership? Why should I pay you $45 for membership versus somebody paying $2.99 for membership? Well, you know what happens? The more you pay, the more you engage, unfortunately. And it's like this. Why should I fill up my car versus putting $5 in it? Why should I put a half a tank versus a full tank? Well, the more money you put, the more gas you put in your car, the more you can do. The less you put in your car, the less you can go. So if you put $2.99, now I'm gonna tell you something. $3.99 is a lot of money right now. Don't think of it as a little. If you don't have $3.99, you can't get to $10 or $5. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying because you only have a small amount of money, you can't get there. What I'm saying is that as things get better, you get better. Sometimes you just shop at the flea market. Sometimes you like to shop in a nice store. Sometimes you like to buy a nice bag, right? So what I'm saying is that when you put some skin in it, I want y'all to make sure. If y'all don't know anything, you don't buy skin, right? Everybody got skin. Everybody got skin. It stretches, it moves, it hurts, it burns. You have to soothe it, right? When you put some skin in it, when you put a little bit more, and when it comes up and it says, "Would you like to upgrade?" What that does is that says, "I'm investing in Miss Evelyn because she's investing in me. And I want to make sure she can keep giving me that good message." And this is not just a message, this is a motivation, it's an inspiration, and it's a financial, you can see it right away. What I mean is, if you put just one thing of what I said per day into your journey, you can see the financial blessing right away. So, for those who say, "Well, how many times can I call you per month if I spend $3.99?" Well, basically, you can text me. Those members, if you are a member, you're freely to text me. And those who have texted me the past week, I will be returning your calls as soon as I finish with the ones who are being coached. I have to make sure they're on the right page and they're getting the right amount of time with me to make sure that those that we're setting up everything for them to get all the money, because there is no shortage of money. There's no shortage of money. And even if I can't get back to you, if you keep doing what I'm saying, if you keep taking the pictures, if you keep making another item, you will still sell out. You will sell out. And every time you sell something, invest the money into something else. Like where I am right now, I invested in some socks. I invested in some Black History socks, right? Okay, I bought these socks because I just bought the socks because I thought they were cute, and I was surprised at how many people like socks. I had to keep ordering socks. So if you have a small space that you're selling, I was telling you to make the bracelets. Excuse me. I was telling you to make some necklaces. I was telling you to make some of the crosses, the support cross, or some of the flowers. I'm sorry. Look at me. I've been working. I got pens on me. I've been working. I've been putting pens. I've been doing my display windows tonight. But what I'm saying is, if you make some money, when you make some money, take a little bit of that money, maybe 10% of whatever you make, and invest in something that you don't make. Okay, like who makes socks? Raise your hand if you make socks. Okay, you can make a pair of socks, right? You can make a pair of socks, but is it wise to make a pair of socks? Absolutely not. So if you can buy something, I'm talking about men, if you have a salon, if you have a small space, if people pick up things from you that you make, if you go to events, think about small things that people need that they don't have time to get, like socks, like deodorant, like toothbrushes. Those are little items you can buy wholesale in different places, and you can sell them, and it adds up. A pair of socks can sell for $3.99 or $4.99. And most of the time, when you sell the socks for $3.99 and $4.99, you sell 4 pair. So that's $20 basically. If you got $20, you can get enough $20 that can make a difference. So what I'm saying is, where there's no vision, the people will perish. And when you're listening to me and you're getting it, I mean, you're really saying, "Oh man, I'm making pillows, I'm making crosses, I'm making corsages, bouquets. I can make now. I can sell something that I don't make, and I don't have to really look at them. I mean, how many people you have to look at to buy a pair of socks? They just buy the socks. They need deodorant. They just buy the deodorant. They didn't come for deodorant. So make your store. Everybody here listening to me has a store, whether it's online, whether it's in a corner in your house, or it is a full-eye store that could be a section of your salon or your library. Some of you told me you have libraries. So if wherever you have it, make a place that you can have a small gift shop. Because when you go to a hotel, they always have a little section. I don't care if it's drinks, refreshments, or aspirin, or snacks. That little section pays for that space. So when somebody come in, you can sell them a Coke. You can give them a cup of coffee, and it'll be okay, right? So where there's no vision, the people shall perish. If you text me and you are on the smallest amount for the membership, I will answer your call. But if you got multiple questions, I would suggest you look at some of the past videos, or I would ask, how can I afford your coaching so I can make more money? And when I'm coaching you, we'll answer all those questions, because it's a ton of questions. Okay, women, I know I got a lot of men. I got 20% men out of I think we had 5,000 subscribers. Out of 25,000, 20% of men. But women are very impactful when it comes to making sales. And the reason being is because a woman had to do so many things, like cleaning, taking care of children, budgeting, buying groceries, seeing what's wrong with the house, looking at everything. So you're automatically doing multiple things, right? A man thinketh one way, a woman thinketh 100 ways. A man thinketh one way, a woman thinketh 100 ways. So that's what make women so much better at getting things done and focusing and being able to juggle. Okay. So what I'm saying is, when you're able to juggle, you can make multiple streams of income real quick. Now, on the male side, when you can focus, you don't get distracted. You don't, men don't get distracted by a lot of little stuff. They can focus on the goal, right? So we both have the yin and the yang. We both have the good side and the bad side. So what I'm saying, on this journey of getting financially secure, everything is being done from the sweat of your brow or from your hand, what you're creative at. So when you're creative, I'm also want to expand you to other things that can help you make a lot of money, but it's just not your thing. Like the bracelets, that's not your thing. But if you make these bracelets, whatever kind you can make, if you make those bracelets, you will be so surprised at how fast money come to you. So your homework tonight, before I go through the roll call, your homework tonight is to be the law of attraction. Now, what does that mean? Where there's no vision, we will perish. When the weatherman says it's going to be a blizzard and you think you're going to go drive down the highway and the governor says don't drive, then you can put your life in danger, right? Because somebody got to come and save you. Or you may run out of gas and you freeze in your car. God forbid, don't let that happen. So I got to keep saying this because I really want you to get it. Where there's no vision, the people will perish. Most of us know exactly what that means. But I'm telling you this from a financial perspective on getting your gift to make the money and seeing where you're going to be today, tomorrow, next week, next month, next year, to start making. I don't even look, if you are a cake baker, I've had people to bake cakes to come get one of my garments. Okay. They bake good cakes. So whatever you do, don't underplay it. Like, okay, I'm taking this class. You do a lot of sewing, but I can bake. Bake. I'm taking this class, but I'm a great babysitter. Babysit. But while you're doing it, make sure you have a goal in mind and make sure that your car got gas in it to get where you got to go, right? So when you do this, you're going to line everything up so there's no way you can fail. So what I'm asking you to be is to be the law of attraction. The law of attraction is you can attract whatever you want. Remember I just told you about the $500? I needed $500. I didn't want to go into my own personal money. And I asked God to give me the $500. So what did I do? I became the law of attraction. I attracted the money to me. Okay. I wanted a great Black History Month. So what did I do? I became the attraction. I had people from the radio station. I had people from the TV station. I had preachers, pastors, bishops. I had all kind of quiet people that came in that was trying to sneak in because they were so popular. They didn't want to be a distraction to other people shopping. So I pulled them to the side, took them to the back, got what they want, got their stuff to them, and they walked out like a just like a whisper. Okay, you can do the same thing too. If you need a certain amount of money, or if you need a certain amount of supplies, like Lumna, she showed me where she attracted all these swatches. She got all, you know how they give you swatches of fabric or upholstery? She showed me that. Constance was saying, look, Miss Evelyn, I made this much money in such a short period of time. So what that does is you become the law of attraction. So next on this Thursday night, I want you to put what you desire in your mind. The mind is a powerful thing. And I want you to start to attracting what you want. I want you to put it in your mind. I want you to focus on it. I want you to put the phones down. What you think about, what your mind has, you will attract it. Okay, you say, okay, I need to get 20 things done in my sewing room. I need to get 20 things made. I'm doing prom dresses. I need to get at least 5 prom orders. What can I do? How can I attract those orders? How not only can I attract these orders, how can I get paid for them in advance? Okay, because when you're starting to do this, don't don't undermine yourself. If you know you're a good worker, attract it and get paid for it. Just think, if a surgeon had to think about if he was going to get paid before he gave you brain surgery, he probably don't want to do the surgery if he don't know if he's going to get paid, right? So if the brain surgeon know that he's going to get paid, he focus on doing a great job on the brain. So when you start putting everything you can into these projects, there may be some things that you might can't get 100%, but you can get 90%. Okay. So when you start doing these projects, the reason you want to get paid is because you want to have peace of mind and you want to be committed, right? Everybody on this channel is committed. You're not playing around. You're not watching these long videos to play around. You're watching these videos to say, what can this person do to help me make this happen? So when you pay and you give that genuine perspective on this is what you want, how do you want it, when do you want it, you write it down, you sign the contract, they pay you, then guess what you do? You give yourself enough time, you make the job, you get the job, you make it, you get the fitting or whatever. If there's a few hiccups in there, you can, excuse me, excuse me, you can adjust. And when you adjust, everybody is happy. So when I say become the law of attraction, I want you to see what is it that I need to accomplish this week. And then I be saying, Lord, I need it tomorrow. If you knew, say, what can I do this week? What can I get done this month? And when you do it, I promise you. Okay, say this can happen. Say you need to pay your rent. And the rent is $2,000. And you said, God, I need the rent. I need the rent because I don't want a late fee. And you're trying to figure out the rent. Well, there may be a blessing to you to get the $2,000, or there may be a blessing that you don't have to pay something that allow you to have the $2,000. So in other words, when you asking for a law of attraction, when you asking for a favor, when you asking for help, it can come in several different ways. It can come from several different angles. So you got to have an open mind to say, well, guess what? I could get a 10-day extension on my light bill, and I could use that $500 because I'm $500 short. So when you do the law of attraction, you find a way to think and use leverage so you can get what you need to get done, and you can keep the wheels turning. If you don't keep the wheels turning, that's when you start getting sick. That's when you start having headaches. That's when your pressure gets up. So all these clients that I have right now that are taking the class against sponsors, and you're telling me, mostly, I'm going to tell you something. I don't think I may have one, but all of the people that are getting coached have some form of difficulty that they're overcoming. That means that they found the money. They've shared with me their testimonies of their health issues or their dedication to their families that says this is tough, but I got to get through this to be a blessing to myself and to my family. Meaning that I got to get out of this job. I got to get out of this situation. So in other words, what I'm saying is there's no perfect person. There's no person sitting on the side of the bed that got all this money and they don't have a care in the world, or they have all this talent and it's not being used properly. So I'm telling you to say this is that when you see where you're lacking and you need to get to the next level, you got to have someone that genuinely cares about your growth. And if you care about it, then I care about it. But if you don't care about it, you're not watching me anyway, right? So all you need is some encouragement because you already have the skill set. You already know where you need to be. You already know that you can do it. You just need a team. And all you that are saying, hello, how you doing? How everybody doing? That's a team. Everybody that's waving their hand and saying thank you, that's a team. So I encourage you while you're listening to me, if you can watch me, you're not working while you're watching me, read all their comments, read all their chats, read all their testimonies, read everything that they're doing that's saying, oh my God, Miss Evelyn, I did this. Oh my God, Miss Evelyn, I'm glad you text me. Some of you all that are on here every night, you got a poke or a text or a chat or a email saying, hey, I can't make it tonight, but this is what I'm doing. And you was like, oh, thank you for letting me know. Oh, wow, I could watch some old videos. Miss Brenda Stepney. Oh, Miss Evelyn, you're doing such a great job. I'm just going back and reread some other things. That helps me. That makes my heart smile because you're saying you done did all this stuff for us. We can't give you one day to give to your community. So we're going to watch some old videos and we're going to watch what's going on. So that's why you have to line up with attraction. You are attracted to me because there's a gift in you that you have to get out to be a blessing to yourself, your family, and your community. Be a blessing to yourself that you can see what you can do. Be a blessing to your family because you got to show them what you're doing. Okay, you know that lazy child that you got? I'm going to tell you this because my sister has one. She's going to kill me. She watched too. She got this lazy child. We love the child. Very, very talented. It's a female. I told her, I said, just take baby steps with her. I said, when it's time to pay the bills, say, hey, babe, come over here. Let's have lunch. And show her the bills. I said, give her the checkbook or give her the credit card and show her what it takes to pay the bills. I said, don't give up on her. Don't give up on her by saying she's not interested. I said, take the time to show her, because if you don't even show her, why would she even know? How could she even know? Right? So some of us are real fast and you're like, I do it myself. No. Slow down and show your offspring, your children, your grandchildren, how it is to pay those bills. What a burden. Show them how to pay the bills when there's not enough money. Show them how to pay the. I used to work for Disney in finance, okay, and we had to finance all of the parks, even out to the airport. We had to give them all the money they need every day. It was easy because we had the money and we had investors in the company, so we would make sure that everybody had enough money to start their day. Well, I thought, well, shoot, I'm gonna go in business for myself. I had no idea. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't have all the money. How am I gonna get all this money? So I had to start working, working, working because the money wasn't there. I had to make the money. When you work for a big company, they pay for the toilet paper, they pay for the paper towel, they pay for the lights, they pay for the phone. But when you got to do it yourself, you have a rude awakening. So I'm asking my team, my tribe, my subscribers, my members, show your children how to do it, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, show them the struggle that it is. So when you're sitting there and you're taking up the cold kitchen table, making things, even if the bills are paid, you know there's a storm coming, even if the money is in the bank, you want to have extra money because I'm going to tell you something. Money attract money and debt attract debt. Money attracts money and debt attracts debt. When you have money and you working, you attract more money. When you have debt, seem like everywhere you look, there's another bill, there's another problem. Now there's a flat tire. Now I need a battery. Now my car not working. Now this not working. So you have to learn how to attract positivity. And when you attract positivity, you have a different aura about yourself. Some things just can't stick. That doesn't mean you blow up, you won't blow up sometimes. It don't mean sometimes you just get caught off guard and you say, no, you're not having it. Okay, no, you're not having it. Like yesterday, there was a problem in the mall, and they asked me to write a report to have someone fired. I said, I'm not gonna do it. And they said, Miss Evelyn, he was rude. He was I said, I'm not gonna do that. He had a bad day. What if you had a bad day and you needed a job and your parents or somebody said, you go get a job or you're gonna sleep on the street? Look, we all can have bad days. I am not going to ask someone or write a report for someone to lose their job. I don't care. That's not why I'm here. So I said, security saw it. No, you're not going to use me. I'm going to say, if the guy needs a job, hey, I told him yesterday, if it's trash out there, use my truck. I'm going to get in the truck. I help pick up the trash. They said, what? Yeah, it's a reflection on me. So when we can be a blessing and we want blessings to come to us, we got to share those blessings. We got to be a Look, everybody in this tribe, you're a different person. If you don't watch me for 4 or 5 months, you're a different person by now. You're working on yourself. The reason you're working on yourself because you cannot attract money if you're not a good person. That doesn't mean you can't make any money. But if you continue to be a blessing, if you continue to say thank you, if you continue to let people get in front of you, or there's somebody walking and you know you can make it and you slow your car down and you let them walk, guess what you're doing? You're bringing positive energy in yourself. Now, I'm not saying don't look in your back because, most of the vehicles now have cameras. You can see your rear. You can see if somebody coming too close. I'm saying you line yourself up for safety. You line yourself up to make something. I'm going to tell you, I have an employee that's an antagonist. Anytime something happens, he think the worst. Oh, man, I dropped something. Somebody going to come and slip and fall and hit their head. I'm like, chill out. Get the mop, wipe it up. So what I'm saying is the yin and the yang, right? Somebody got to be good. Somebody got to be bad. You got to have salt. You got to have pepper. But you put it together, you get a good meal, right? So what I'm saying to you all, when you are attracting success, when you are attracting orders, when you are attracting money, that money been trying to get to you, they just wait on you to settle down so they can actually talk to you. And when they talk to you, have your game ready. And when I say game, have your prices, have your business cards, have your time, how long it's going to take. Make sure you are available, and then have a couple extra days in there that you just might have a bad day. Or you say your air conditioner go out, say your heater go out, say anything happens. Give yourself some cushion. Now, sometimes there are going to be some times where you just got to just get it in. You cannot miss a beat. And that's when you have got to be strong enough to know that you can work all night or work most nights. Say you have a client and they need it overnight, and it's a nice payday. You got to be able to condition your mind that you can get through that project and do it with a great job. Do it really well. Right? So if you do that, the sky is the limit and you will never be broke. You might be not as where you want to be. Like say you might want to make 10,000 this month and you only come up at 8,000, or say you want 5,000 and you come up to 3,500, but you may only need 2,000. So set your goals, attract what you need so that you'll have more than enough. So when those bumps come in the road and you gotta, your wood floors go out, or you need an exterminator, or you need something, that you have that cash flow that will carry you so you can make it. And when you make it, guess what? You're lining up so you can make more money. You're lining up where you can just be able to see things differently. And then when you do that, you're gonna be so far ahead, you all. You're gonna have you're gonna look around in your stockpile of inventory, and you're gonna see money that you didn't see before. And when you see that money, and when I say when you may take two beads and you can put them on one string and make a pair of earrings, and they could sell for $25. Just two little beads. You could take two beads with a little bit of wire and that surgical steel post, and you could turn two beads into $25. That's just how easy it is to make money. You can take 10 beads or 18 beads and put an elastic string on it, and you can make $35. You can take 20 wooden beads and you can put a string on it, and you can make $10. Something that might cost you $3, $2.99, or even $1. So listen to me real quick. There's so much money. There's so much money trying to get to you. You are not even seeing it for looking. Remember I said that last week? Sometimes you can't see for looking. People ask me about the shoe clips on a pair of shoes. You made this great outfit, and the shoe clip on a pair of shoes is almost, you can buy them shoe clips, but it's almost like if you're doing clip-on earrings. And you can take what I normally do the shoe clips on is I take a flat earring and I put the fabric on it and put the shoe clip on it, and there you go. And that's it. Okay, it's just that simple. So there's another $20. You can sell them for $10. So what I'm saying is, once you start getting your mindset and you start attracting the wealth. When you start attracting the wealth, your eyes gonna open to something sitting right in front of you, and you go, I didn't see those earrings, and it's just a pair of just a pair of tops, something just round or something square. You got a paintbrush. You just do a little X and O, and you do a little zigzag, and you make more earrings. So basically, what I'm saying to you, a base price is $20. A unbased price is like $4.99. What I was showing you, the socks. If you do a bracelet for $10, a bracelet for $35, if you do a pair of earrings for $25, earrings can go from, if you make a pair of earrings for $29.99, it's still considered cheap. Okay, when I shouldn't say cheap, it's still considered an impulse buy. An impulse buy is a price that nobody thinks about. They'll buy a nice pair of well-made earrings for $29.99. They'll buy a nice bracelet for $35.99, $45.99. I sold a necklace yesterday in Paris for $165 for one necklace, okay? Out of some stones that I put together. So what I'm saying, if I can do it, you can do it. Don't have everything on the low end. For those who are following me really closely and you're doing the bracelets, you're doing the charms, I'm asking you now to make a necklace for $100. Make a necklace for $95.95, $99.99, find some gems, and you can make a necklace for that price with probably maybe $10 of investment, maybe $12 of investment. If you find some really nice stones and gems and you bought it raw on a sheet, and you might add a little something in between. If you put some great hardware at the top and put a nice fastener so it won't easily come off, and you sit it on a mannequin, you can make money. How do you make money? You make money on your display. If you set up something and you put a nice display together and you get a nice gift box to put it in, now you're going to sell it before they see the gift box. But don't sell $100 necklace and put it in a Ziploc bag or a sack. Get you some nice, go to the dollar store, get you some nice gift boxes. And if you're above the dollar store, go to uline.com. Set up an account. Even if you don't have a business, set up an account. Ask them, can you have a credit line? When you ask them, can you have a credit line? You get $1,000 credit line. That's right. That's your nugget for the night. Uline is open 24/7. There's a live person that will answer you. This is in the book. There's a live person that will answer you, and then you can make money by using great professional products to put your items in that you handmade. When you sell that handmade item, put your business card in there. If you don't have a business card, write your name, your phone number, your email, ask them to text you, and put it in there. I'm not thinking that everybody is at a certain spot. If you're not there, write it on a 2x3, the size of a business card, and tell them thank you. Don't overdo the scanning. I just read a book the other night. I was so disappointed. I love the book. I'm going to tell you the book, but I'm not going to tell you at the same time. I'm going to tell you why I'm disappointed. I was disappointed because it was too much stuff that said scan in the middle of the book. I don't have time to be scanning nothing. I'm reading the book to get my mind away from work. It's a great book. It's a Black author. She's doing some great things for the community. But half of the book was scan. Don't try to overcomplicate stuff. People need to read, highlight, mark, read the book again. But if you got to go through and scan 20 pages of stuff that you done put together on a scan, I was disappointed. I read the book too quick. I wanted some nuggets to chew on. And the book had too much scanning. So when I'm saying those who are high tech and you're scanning, do both. For those who don't have time to read, write it out. For those who just like to scan, okay, scan, put it on the other side. But I want to read. I want to see where the person is. I want to see, is this person in Florida? Is this person in Georgia? Where is this person? And when I can see that, I can comprehend that. But if I got to go pick up my cell phone now to help read a book, I'm discouraged. I don't want to read. I don't want my phone. That's why when I say text me, I give myself time to come back and answer you. So for those who are making your orders, who going to do a necklace, those who going to do some more bracelets, those who are making beautiful earrings and you need the little earring card, you have to buy, whenever you buy these things from Uline, now they for the shot callers, y'all. Shot callers meaning that you're going to be ordering at least 100. So if you get 100 cards for your earrings, make 100 pair of earrings. If you get 100 boxes for your bracelets, you better make 100 bracelets. You're getting 100 boxes of those. Some of them are 100, some of them are 250, right? But what I'm saying is you're getting ready to make money. And it don't take a lot of people to make a lot of money. It just takes a few people to buy a lot of things. You know why you go in the store and they give you these big buggies? You went in for one thing, but you're going to come out with a lot of stuff. So when your customers come to you to get their hair done, or if your friends come over just for a chit chat and you got your stuff set up, you're going to make sales without asking for it. And when you get that extra touch with a thank you card, or you get an extra touch with a nice box, they're gonna come back and they're gonna say, "Oh my God, you're so professional. Oh, thank you." Are they gonna say, "No, keep the bag"? You gonna know. I'm not gonna keep the bag. You're shopping. Give them a nice bag. You're making garments, go to Uline. They give you these nice garment bags, clear, white. And if you become a big shot caller, you can put your name on it. All right. So, what I want you to know, when you attract all this wealth, you're going to have to keep it coming. And people going to think about you while they sleep. You're going to be in people's head. I want her to make that dress. I was in this girl's head and her mom's head, and they was coming to give me $500 after business hours from 2.5 hours away. Now, I'm telling you, that's when you know you are lined up. And I had a purpose for that money. And I wasn't even challenging God. I just said, God, you know, I want to take care of this, right? Okay, what can I do to take care of this? Can you please provide me a sale or a way that I can get this? I thought it was going to come through my online store. I really did. But it came in cash, in hand, bam. I was like, wow, 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 wow. Now, I got a couple more questions I got to answer you. People are saying, where's the book, Evelyn? Where's the book? I'm going to tell you where the book is. The book is, if those don't know me, I wrote this book and I took this class on where I should be in my business at this point. And when I saw the new elections that we're going under, I said, I got to let everybody know how to do their talent. That's why I started just getting on YouTube and just pounding it like crazy. Well, I wrote this book. It's a wonderful book. And I was told that you need to write a book to leave your legacy, and you need to write a book to really help those who are following you. Now, what I'm doing now, the book is actually getting proof for copyrights. And it's also, I went back and I got people that are very high profile to read the book and to endorse the book. Okay. And I want everybody that's listening to me or watching me that are our members, I want you to start writing your book. Even if you only do a paragraph a week, start writing your own personal journey on how you're accomplishing what you're accomplishing. Okay. I highly recommend you that you are who are writing a book to self-publish your book. Now, I could have had the book out in December, right? I could have put it on Amazon. I could have put it out there and I could have had this great book and everybody know, and I could have got bestseller, right? But when you really write a book and you're working on your journey, there's two things you could do. You can be popular and don't get paid, or you can be for sure and make maximum profit. So I chose the latter. I chose the latter to be a self-publisher, to make sure that I get all of the people, like the colonels in the military that I made things for, some of the elite ministers, some of the elite entrepreneurs, business owners. I wanted to make sure that I had great influencers. So when you read the book, you can go, wow. And these are people that have been purchasing from me over 35 years and they're very busy. So I sent the book off to all of them. That's the last part that come back in to give credits to the book so that when the book goes out, it will have more weight and it'll have more longevity. So what I'm saying to you is those who are waiting on the book is coming. You won't be disappointed. I promise you. It's a book you can pass down. But there's copyrights you have to have. And if you do it fast, you can get sued. So you got to make sure everything is in place. And when you do that, you have to be patient because everybody don't work on your time. And when you do that and you get it done, it's a better profit. Now, I'm gonna give you some examples. If you write a great book and you sell it for $20 and you put it on Amazon, you make about $2 a book. Really, that's about it. Sometimes less than that. Sometimes 75 cents. But you get to be bestseller. And they can sell a book to whoever they want, right? But if you have your own website, which is, it could just be a website that you just put your books on, and you sell the book, say the book is $28.95. It includes free shipping. It's a workbook as well as a great book. And then if you do that, you might make $15 a book. All right. So if you have a book that you can make $15 off of versus 75 cents, and you can be seller for 75 cents, but you don't make any money. That's why you see so many people, they just keep going out and out and out and they don't make any money. So if you want to make money on your book, I strongly suggest everybody, it's going to be a little slower, but it's a lot more sure. And if you can get 4 or 5 really good high profile people to endorse your book, you're going to go farther. And they're going to put it on their bestsellers list. So that's what's going on. And trust me, as soon as this, we already got your shipping labels ready, everybody. All those members that are on the membership, you are in the book. You're in the back of the book as who I wrote the book for, who the book is dedicated to, and also wishing you well with your creative gift that you bring to the universe. Now, another thing, some of you are asking me about how to change your name on the when I do the roll call. If you have changed your name on the roll call since you started, I want you to share that right now to tell people how they can change their name, because I have no access to YouTube as far as how you put your name in, when the billing cycle is, when they take the payment out. I do know that when they take the payment out, it's the same time of the month. And if your card is not valid at that time, then they will allow you to renew it and you'll come back to the top of the page. So if you know how to, excuse me, if you know how to tell somebody how to change your name, because if I'm calling your name and it's just a letter, or it's just something like, your email address, the last part of your email address, then I can only read what is given to me, right? And then I can only see the length, like those who have been with me a long time. Now, a lot of you, I know your names because I call them every week, and I know that you might have bumped back to the top, but I know you've been with me from the beginning. So I need some help with this. If you have changed your name, if your name started out with your letters and you was able to go back and change it to what you want to be called, I want to make sure that you can do that and let everybody else know how to do that. And that helps everybody out on how they want their name called. Because your name is so important. And I'm trying hard to get it right, meaning I'm trying to say it right. But your name is important. And if your name is just letters and you want to change it, or some people told me their grandchild did it and they said their grandchild's name, or their son did it and it's in his name, it's not really your business name, then email them directly. Or if there's a member here that knows how to do it, that can save them some time, then please share that. Okay, I'm gonna start reading it. I'm not gonna tell your names too, but I'm gonna say this is Daughters of Zion Creations. She says, "Hi, on my lunch break, and so glad to see you all. Excellent idea about the necklaces. I'm trying to make cell phone beaded phone wrist straps. Okay, Zion of Zion Creations. Now, what I would say to this, if you made some cell phone wrist straps, still look at how much time it takes and then do your price points and see if you made a necklace for $100 versus a wrist strap for $25. I don't know how much they cost. I'm just saying $25. So what I'm saying is things that can take less time. When you're beating a necklace and you put a less time, it can be a bigger sale. And I don't want everybody to start on the low end. I want you to reach for some bigger sales as well as some lower sales. And if you can stay a necklace and a bracelet and some wrist straps and some earrings, that can go from a $20 sale to a $150 sale. So what I want you to do is open yourself up to making more sales. Okay, Miss Bernice says good evening. Hello, Miss Bernice. You know what? Miss Bernice makes jackets, you all. You know how you can do windbreakers? Miss Bernice can even I'm not saying even can do that, but what I'm saying is sometimes when you're looking for something and the stores don't have it, you might have to make it yourself. She made a wonderful red windbreaker. I was like, wow, that's so cool. Okay, let's see here. So this is so powerful. Our sermon today this is actually Cynthia Brewer. Cynthia says, this is so powerful. Our sermon today was about getting closer to God. John 12, 1 through 8. She says, sitting, serving, sacrificing, getting close to God's will. I'm being reminded that and I'm capable of these ideas. Now, let me tell you something right now. There is a lot of people that are stressed out. I mean, there is a lot of people dealing with internal anger management. They're just tired. They're fed up. If you look around, homeless is more apparent. They're taking away the woods. People are coming out of everywhere asking for money. So we have to be patient and we have to be cautious. People are overwhelmed and we have to pray. You know, we got to pray for everybody now. We can't just pray for ourselves. We got to pray for everybody. So those who we on the channel and they say, I got to go to this Bible study. See y'all next week. That is so good because it just reminds us the power of prayer. And when you see people going through their storms in their life, and I remember when I was young in the house and I was going through some personal problems and stuff. And then I would ask my mom about, oh, Mom, they talked about me. And she would say, well, they talked about God. Like, who are you? You know, my mom was the kind of woman, she talked in parables. She made us think. She said, Evelyn, they talked about God. So if they talked about God, they're going to talk about you. And I'm like, wow. And then my dad would say, you know, I would be tired. He said, listen, baby, you got to work. You don't have a back yet. I'm like, I don't have a back. And you know, what I'm saying is that when we want to line ourselves up and we want to do better, sometimes God's put people in your life or in your ears to help you see it a different way so that we can make our journey a little bit better for each other. And we got to stop being so quick to judge. You know, if you see somebody at this traffic light and they don't have on no shoes or they don't have on no shirt or they're asking for money or they need food or they need shelter, we got to sometimes whisper a prayer. You know, if you can give them a lunch, give them lunch. If you can give them money, give them money. Sometimes sometimes you're afraid. You know, you're just like, oh, I'm afraid if I let my car down, what am I going to do? You know, what I would suggest is that we all pray more for our community now than ever because the stress is so overwhelming. And we're going back to church. You know, we were on cyber church. We're going back to church, but it's still so hard. It's incredibly hard. And those who have their mind are the ones going to make it. So if you got your mind, my dad would say, he would say to me, he said, you're going to make it as long as you got your mind. He said, whatever you do, don't, you know, bad marriage, bad relationship. Oh, my husband done left me. I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, my husband left me. My ex-husband left me. And my dad said to me, he said, baby, don't lose your mind. I'm like, don't lose my mind. I thought I had lost my mind. I didn't know I was losing my mind. I was like, when I got married, we're supposed to last forever, right? We in love. We're supposed to last forever. Well, some things don't last forever. Sometimes when you ask God to do something for you, he moved that person out your life. And you don't want that person out your life. You just want that person to get better, right? And when they move that person out your life, you think you're going to lose your mind. But when you have someone in your life, like my dad, to say, don't lose your mind. You're going to be all right. Then you start to wake up and there's a new day. So when we see people out on the street and they've lost their mind and they lost their way and they didn't have anybody to tell them that, We as a team have to pray to give them strength. And if you have more, you can do more, then we do more because it's tough and it's cold and it's raining and I mean it's crazy. When I say it's crazy, I had a lady the other day. I'm rambling tonight, but I got to tell you all this. I had a lady the other day. She's a VIP client, a very wealthy lady, and I make her garments, and I couldn't get it done. And the reason I couldn't get it done because there was so many people coming in the store. Miss Evelyn, Miss Evelyn, Miss Evelyn. Oh, I want to see you. I want to hug you. And what I need to do for her, it was very intense, and she's very particular, very petite, very particular. So I asked her, "Can I give you a $250 dress to get through your event?" And she said, "No. I want what I want." I want what I want. And I'm telling you all, I really love this client. And I could have made more money if I'd have had more employees. But we have 3 registers. They were all filled and people had clothes in their hand. And by that time you have to worry about theft. And she wanted a dress. She missed her appointment. So she came on the busiest day of the week, which is Fridays, and I couldn't get it done. And she told me in front of everybody, I don't care if you have $1 million dress. I just want that dress. And I couldn't get it done. And I felt bad. But you know what? You know what? I didn't lose my mind. I said I couldn't get it done. I gave it my best. And I said I have to do it a certain way. And she saw the store was busy. It was local celebrities in the store. And that's what I'm telling you. Sometimes when you give it your all, you just human. That's what my husband tell me. He said, "Don't you know you're human?" I'm like, "But I try." Don't you know you're human? You are human, you know? And that's what I'm telling you. You're gonna have some clients like that. You're gonna have some very wealthy clients, and they may pay you $1,000 a garment. Okay. Now that's not a lot of money for some people, but some of us that is a nice piece of money to make a garment for. But sometimes no matter what, you can't get it done because when you are making a garment, you have to be fully engaged on that. And if the store is really busy, if you're blessed to have a store or you want a store, or even if you don't have a store and your house is really busy, or your atmosphere is really busy, or the noise is a certain level, there's a equilibrium that comes when you create, and there's a certain balance you have to have. And when people come around, it gets like this. And when it's safe and you can create, it gets like this. And then next thing you know, it's like that, and finally it connect, and then everybody's happy. But when there is no control over who comes in your space, how loud they talk, what they're asking, they're on their phone, they're taking pictures. When should I get this? How do you want it? How many you need? When you got that, you just can't. So hopefully this week either she'll either get her money back or she'll say keep going. And when I tell you I'm the best in town, nobody gonna do what I do. And that's what I want you to do. When you the best in town, guess what? If one fail, another one will come. If one cancel, 3 more gonna come. When you the best in town, when you are the best at what you do, can't nobody do it like you. And when it's right, it's gonna be right. You never had a quick steak? You don't want a quick steak if you eat meat. You don't want a quick chicken sandwich and the meat is red. You don't want a quick grilled cheese sandwich. I like grilled cheese sandwich and the cheese not melted, right? So what I'm saying is when you are the stuff that it takes to get that client what it wants, the reason people come to you is because you're good at what you do. The reason people come to you because you're great at what you do. The reason people come to you is because they can't get it no better than what you do, right? So when you give it all you got, you like, okay, I'm doing my best. That's like, I got a client needs something overnight to Maryland tomorrow. And I'm praying that the weather is okay. But if the weather is not okay, I did my best. I got it overnight, but the plane ain't gonna crash because of the weather. Okay, the driver's not gonna crash because the ice is still on the road. So what I'm saying, and you're watching me as a customer or a client, when a person take their hands and they make something for you, that's a gift. Because everywhere you go, see those jackets behind me? That's just made jackets. They just made jackets. But when you take that garment and that person try on that jacket and you try on that suit, I'm gonna move out the way so you can see the other colors. Okay. When you make that suit or that jacket, and I take the sleeves up, and I take the sides in, and I take the back in, and I make it fit you nice, and I adjust the buttons, that's called personalization. If you're a kind of person when you walk in the room and you want to personalize, then I'm like, okay. Now, what I do with my VIP clients, just like I do with the people that come in and get coaching, I give them a year worth of garments. Here's a year, let's do a year worth of garments. And the reason I do that is because don't come to me at the last minute. If you special and you got a lot going on in your life and you want customization, you need to come before the store open or after the store closes so you can get private time. But when you come in the middle of the day in rush hour, and you know what, you got all these other local celebrities in there in the place. They don't know who you are. Of course, you know who they are. They come in, they grab it, they know what they want, and bam. But when you want customized clothing, it takes more time. So I'm sharing that with you for those people who are doing. I got some people I'm coaching. You do only customized work. Customized work is great, but customized work is not where you're gonna make all your money. You're gonna make your money from things that you already have made that works for general people. General people, like those socks. If you got a size 6, 8, or 10, you can wear those socks. Okay. But if you got to make them socks only in a 6 or only in a 10 or only in an 8, you done made from this much money to this much money. So when you're making things like bracelets, necklaces, things that don't have a size, things that don't require you to actually get on your knees to hem the dress, get on your, get in a chair, get on a small stool to do all that. And I love it. I love pampering my clients, and I'll do it all day. But that's not where I make the bulk of my money. The bulk of my money is making a hat that'll fit any head. And when you make hats, now those who are making hats, you finna get paid. If you make hats, you are finna get paid. Let me tell you something. They are buying hats 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at a time. If you make hats, and if you don't make hats, I strongly suggest you take a hat, put something on it, and do it. Do it. Put some hat pins, put some rhinestones on it. Do some stuff to some hats, even like this hat. Some people are wearing them like this. They're wearing them backwards. They're wearing them all different ways. So if you make hats, you're going to get paid right now, because you know why? Let me set this hat right on my head so y'all see me right. If you make hats right now, everybody is snowed in and they want spring to come like yesterday. And they want their spring hats. They want their summer hats, men and women. They want their hats right now. If you can make some hats and get them on your pictures, get them on a place where people can see your hats. If you can take a picture in the hat, if you can put your hand on the hat, if you can just do that, everything need to be on a mannequin, right? If you put that hat on a mannequin, oh my God, you're going to make money. Okay, Evelyn, how much should I charge for my hats? First of all, I'm going to give you a big secret. If you ship hats, when you make the hats, people going to want the hats. I don't care where they are. If they see a nice hat on you, they're going to want the hat. All right. Now, if you put your stuff on Pinterest, Pinterest is a good way to look at what other people are doing and get their ideas, right? Pinterest can make you sales, but they can't make you as much sales as your direct sales. And I'll tell you if you're doing the coaching, I'll give you more of that. But if you make some hats and you put them out in the cyberspace on your social media page, there's two types of hats you got to do. You got to do hats for normal heads, and you got to do hats for people that got braids or extensions or wigs. So, in other words, I'm going to be real straight. You got to have regular hats or big head hats. I call it a lot of knowledge. A lot of knowledge. If you got locks, your head is bigger. If you got braids, extensions, all that, your head is bigger, right? Average size hat is 23 centimeters or 23 inches. Um, if you have a 24-inch head, that's more on the large side. If you got a 26 head, that's really large. If you got a 22-inch head, that's a small head. That's a child size head. If your head is 22 inches or 22 and a half, that's a very small hat. Now, if your head is 22 or 22 and a half, if somebody tell you that and you're making hats, make sure you make the hat a half inch bigger, because that's just what the head measures. So nobody want a hat the same size as their measurement. So if you're selling a hat and they said my head is a 23 inch, then you want to make the hat 23 inches and a half. Okay. 23 inches is, if you go by centimeters, is 58 centimeters. If you make a hat and it's for a large head and they said 24 inches, and if you're buying hats and it's in centimeters, that's 60 centimeters. 60 centimeters is for a larger size head. That doesn't necessarily mean the person got a big head. That just means that, I mean, it could have a big head, but that means that they have extra hair. Okay. And then the hat should fit on the head. You should be able to angle the hat on the head and have comfort with it. If a hat is put on the head and they got to pull the hat down, that hat is going to give them a headache. And you make sales by hats being comfortable. So always ask them about the right size for their head. And then when you shoot the picture, when you shoot pictures and you put them on your social media page, or if you put them on your website, make sure when you take the picture, look at the picture and look at the hat. See if the hat looks like the picture. And if it doesn't, go in and adjust your lighting on your phone and make sure that hat looks like what it looks on the table. Because sometimes you can take a hat, you can take a picture of something and it really don't look like what you see in your hand. So you got to make sure that when you take that picture, that it's in direct sunlight, that the angles are right, and that you can get the glare out. And when you can get the glare out, you can make the hat look like what they bought. Because if a person buys a hat and they'll say, it don't look like what I bought, it don't look like what I saw on the picture, then that's because your lighting wasn't right. And if you don't give refunds, that can be a problem. So I don't give refunds. I give exchanges because I make the hat to order. I make sure I can make the hat in a timely manner. So that is a good other nugget if you're struggling with what to sell. Now, pricing. A good price for a hat should be no less. If it's a small hat, you can say $45 or $55. If it's a medium brim hat or something like that, you can say $69, $79. And if you can throw a scarf with that hat, nobody really has a problem buying the hat for $110. So when people are shopping for hats, they normally have a budget of $200. So if you can sell 3 hats for $200 or 2 hats for $200 or 4 hats for $200, you're going to be very busy this spring. Now is the time for Kentucky Derby. Right after Black History Month is Kentucky Derby. And everybody in every state have a Kentucky Derby party. And they may not go to Kentucky, or they may be looking in London. So if you got some hats, especially some spring looking hats, I mean, it doesn't matter. Any type of hat to sell in the spring. It doesn't matter. Even felt hats still sell in the spring. So I want you to know that you should really, 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 really make some hats. Okay. Okay. Miriam says, oh my God, Miriam. Oh, Miss Bernie sold a coupon for $45. Ah, Now, Miss Bernice asked me how to make a kufi, and she already making $45, y'all. Miss Bernice lives in Atlanta, right, Miss Bernice? And I'm gonna tell you something. When you live in places where they are used to wearing, now a kufi is actually like a pillbox hat. But when if she sold one for $45, she could sell 10 for $45. That's $450, right? That could pay a bill, right? Okay. Change those hats. Make now also, Miss Bernice, I would actually tell you to say buy two, get one free. If you already got a client that paid 45, make up some more custom colors and tell that client buy two, get one free. Now, don't forget, when you make a sale, get their information. Ask them, can you text them your specials or your upcoming items that you're making? Whenever you sell something, get their information. Don't lose that customer. They busy. They might forget your name and number. And when you sell something, make sure your phone number is inside that hat. When you sell a hat, if you got to get a little piece of white fabric, if you haven't gotten your labels yet, write your name, write your email, or write your text and put that inside that hat. Whatever you sell, make sure that they got your information if you don't have their information. Okay, this is Miriam. Miriam Masterpieces. It was 2 pillow covers and a pair of camouflage sweatpants. My client totally love it. Okay, this is Miriam Masterpieces, and Miriam said she made a $93.94 sale today. Today is Sunday. People are sleeping and tired of sitting on the couch and watching what's going on with politics. And Miriam made a $93 sale. Now, who got a bill for $93? Can you find a bill for $93? I can. That's a sale. That's a bill paid. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. That's how what did it say? Tyler Perry say, hallelujah, hallelujah. That's a hallelujah, man. Okay, it says, do you charge for the initial consultation to determine alterations needed, or is that included in the alteration fee? This is Daughters of Zion said, do you charge for initial consultation? Okay, this is how you do a consultation. If somebody want consultation, if you have a person and they want to say they got 5 dresses need to be altered, okay? First of all, this is a tricky part. You don't want to really charge for consultation unless it's going to take more than 5 minutes. Okay, in 5 minutes, you should be able to say, what do you have? When do you need it? And get them an estimate of the cost, right? So if somebody come in and they buy something from somebody else and they got to get it altered, and they got 5 pair of pants and they need to be hem, and they'll say, how much is the hem? And you can say 10, 15, $20 a hem. I really wouldn't think it's more than $20 a hem a pair of pants. If they're getting 5 pair of pants done, you might can say, I'll do 5 for 80 because I normally charge 20. And then you'll get $80 and you have to pay up front. Okay. I wouldn't suggest anybody do alterations and don't get paid up front, period. Absolutely not. Do not do alterations unless they got the money. If they come to you and say, look, I want to get this dress done. Can I get this dress done? And I pay you when I come back. When you come back, come with the money. Now, if a person comes and they have alterations and you're prepared, they make an appointment with you and they have alterations and they have, say, 5 pair of pants or 4 pair of pants or however you're going to do it, then I would suggest for you to say, look, I charge for alterations. I'm going to do these pair of pants for you. Please come back in an hour or 2 hours or 30 minutes, however long it takes you to do it. I like, when I do alterations, I like for them to get it then. Like, I'm going to tell you why. If you do alterations for somebody and say it's a dress, say it's a bridal dress, and you charge them $100 to do the dress. So they tell you what you want, and then they come in and they leave the dress, and then they come back a week later. When they come back a week later, you done got paid the $100, right? When they come back the week later, they're gonna be done took the dress home. They don't let everybody look at the dress, and they're gonna come back because they paid you $100, and they want you to do something extra to it. You lose money that way. If you do alterations, make the time to be 5 minutes, and let them know I do free consultations for 5 minutes. Because right then you can know if they got the money and if you got the time. You got the skills, but do you have the time to do these alterations? It could be hemming table covers. They can say, no, I'm not going to pay you $25 a tablecloth. Then you cut it short. And you just see what people are going through. That's a lesson on both ways, right? But if you got alterations for some pants and it could be done in 10 or 15 minutes, then it's $20 to $25, 10 to 15, 20, whatever your price is. Make sure you make some money. It's not that much labor and it's not that much time. So if you can make $25 or $20 in 10 minutes, you ahead of the game because your mind got to focus. But do the alterations, let them try it on. When they're happy with it, then go with it. But if you do alterations and they come pick it up and they take it out the door, and then they're going to come back and say, wait a minute, it don't fit right with my shoes. Then you got the headache of doing it over, or you got the confrontation of saying it's going to cost you more money. But if you do the alterations and you do it right then and there, and they look in the mirror and they're happy with it and they walk out, it's another charge when they bring it back. So alterations is a gold mine. Listen, alterations is a gold mine. Some people will not do alterations on. I got friends, they won't do alterations on things they even make. But once they take it and they walk away and they come back, that's an extra charge. But if you come in, let's say Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice, I got some pants. Would you hem these pants for me? I got 3 pair of pants. You look at the pants. You say, okay, it's going to be $20 a pair. It's going to be $60. Okay, I'll come back tomorrow. Oh, no. That took what? 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute to say? Oh, no. When you come back, bring the shoes you're going to wear, make an appointment with me, bring your $60, and I'll do them while you wait. You can go run an errand and come back. You can sit in the chair and wait. You can watch my TV and wait. Would you like some water? Get the $60. Get over there. Get your quiet area. They're going to be on their phone anyway. They're going to be on their phone, checking their messages. They're going to make phone calls. Oh, I'll sit in the car. I'll be right back. That's how you do alterations. Don't let somebody come in and drop off all their laundry, and then they come back, and they're going to pick it up. Oh, I'm in a hurry. Then they get home, and they got the choir committee out there looking at it, say, no, they could be a little longer. No, it could be a little tighter. If you got to take off belt loops, if you got to, put in darts in the back, if you got to put elastic in the back, whatever they do, listen to me. Do the alteration, get paid before you start. So when they try it on, they're in the mirror 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, you already got paid. And even if they stay there an hour, you just made $60 an hour. Okay? That's how you make it with alterations. Otherwise, you will drive yourself sick because they're going to come back, or they're going to come with 5 people to pick it up, and everybody want to look at how their pants look, because most people, when they buy stuff from the store, they go with it. When someone tells them that it looks different, that's when they come back and they want to alter. So that's how you do alterations. Mara said, my refrigerator went out. It was old. I was able to find a new one at Ollie's for $5.99. Can you believe that? $5.99 for a refrigerator. I know they cost $1,100, but refrigerators used to didn't cost that much. I got 10% off and a chair. I charge it on my card. I need to get all of those items. I need to get all of those items photographed so I can pay these cards off for these items I need. You know what, Miriam? You made $93 today. So you already done took off the $99. So you just gotta make 5 more sales. Look at it like that. Okay, Mary need a refrigerator. Who all needed a refrigerator? I needed a refrigerator. Mine was $1,100. And it was only $1,100 because on the side it was gonna go in the wall. It had a little dent in it, so they marked it down from $1,500 to $1,100. And I had to make, I say, I had to make 11 dresses to make $1,100. So Miriam just made $93, and she had to get a refrigerator. So Miriam can make a few pillows. She can make a few bracelets. She can make a few necklaces, and she can have her credit card paid off. Just like that, y'all. So, Miriam, you know what I have for you? What I have for you, Miriam, is you go to bed tonight. You put in your mind on your prayer line and you say, Lord, I need to get $500 to pay these credit cards off. And watch it come to you this week. And when you wake up in the morning, say thank you. So anybody doing what Miriam doing, anybody going through what Miriam is going through, I want you to ask for what you want to be manifest. I want you to attract the sales that you need to do it. And when you know what's going to happen, when you attract those sales, that money going to keep coming. It don't stop right there. It just gets you pumped up to keep asking him for favor, right? So you can do it. So Miriam, I am so proud of you. Look at Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice made a hat for $45. And it wasn't even a base. It was a kufi. It was a kufi for $45. Now, guess what's going to happen? That person is going to make all of these, they're going to make all of these, getting all these compliments on these hats that she's making for this person. It could be a male or a female, and she's going to be making more sales. Now, $45, you can make a kufi. If you're really good, you can make a kufi in 10 to 15 minutes. If you slow, you can make a kufi. If you're really slow, you can make a kufi in an hour. But listen, a kufi don't even take a half a yard of fabric. To take it, line it, put a top in it. And if you make it and you put a border on the inside, you can make that kufi reversible. Okay? So you can make 45 minutes in an hour. Okay, how many people go to college and come out and they have maybe 50, 60, 70, 80, $90,000 of debt and make $45 an hour right away? So you all the way ahead of the game, all the way ahead of the game, making $45 in less than an hour. How do you do that? You just put it on the line. You put it on the line. You can make it. I'm gonna see, can I find some other questions? I'm having a good time. I'm just rolling tonight, y'all. I'm rolling. So anyway, what we're doing tonight, I'm gonna do roll call. First of all, Constance made some good money. I'm gonna do roll call. And I am going to make sure that if you are listening to me tonight and I am not saying your name right, I want you to text me at 407-590-8767. I want to say your name right. The number is 407-590-8767. If your name is not the way you want it to be listed on YouTube, I want you to text me that also. So what I'll do, if you can't figure out how to get your name right, I will start checking your membership status the day before I go online on Thursday nights or Wednesday nights, and I'll say your name the way you want me to say it. Okay? And that way we can be on the same page. And I'm sorry that it took me so long to say your names, because I just wanted to get it all out to y'all tonight because I missed y'all Thursday night. But listen, members, you got some skin in it with me. And I appreciate you. I want you to know that. I want you to know how much I appreciate you, because I be thinking about you all week. I be like, what can I say to get them to get it? What can I say to make sure that they are on target? And so I'm in my car and I'm writing notes, and I use my car as a library. So I'm studying, I'm listening to what I need to know to be a better coach. And I'm also studying how can I get effective? How can I be effective to you all? And so when I'm doing this, I want you to know that as I'm doing this, I am invested in you like you are invested in me. And we can't make it by ourselves, you know? So every time you make a comment, somebody is saying, "Oh, I can do that. Oh yeah, I can make some money over here. Oh, I made some money over there." So when you listening to me, I'm getting motivated because I'm like, "Oh man, you made $93. Oh man, she made $45. Oh man, custom made $165." I'm like, "Wow, that's some real money that make a real bill." And when you realize you did that and you didn't have to clock in nowhere, when you realize you did that and it was in your house, when you realize that you made some money that you can say, "Ah, I did it. I can do this." Now, when you do that, make sure that you put the money back the right way. Okay. When I say this, y'all, somebody finna get mad at me right now. Don't make $45 and go give it to the nail tech. Right. If you get your nails done, do that with your own money. Don't do that with this sweat money. When you make your own money, make real business decisions with your money so you can keep that money given to right energy. Okay. If you need to pay a bill a little bit extra on a little bill, say you got credit card bills and you pay the credit card when it's due and you made extra $45 and you got all that extra fabric that you can make another $45. Go online tomorrow and pay $40 on that credit card bill. It's okay to pay your bills 2 or 3 times in a month. Ask me. That's what I do. I don't pay. Look, it's due on the 5th. Okay, I'm gonna be paying it on the 25th. I'm gonna be paying it on the 30th. I'm gonna be paying it on the 5th. I'm gonna be paying extra on that because I want to get that bill where I don't have a headache when I see it. And then if I get a really good sale, I knock that bill out. Like I have a list to say which card I'm gonna make sure I get paid off this month. I'm gonna make sure y'all get paid on time, but which one I can knock out? That's what you do with your extra money, and that's what I was doing with that $500. What can I knock out that I don't pay no interest on that card? I need to get that bill off because that bill was created for something that I needed for my house that's not going to benefit me in my business. So that means when that money is spent, it's not going to make me no money. It's going to give me peace of mind, but it's not going to make me no money. So when you get that money that you wasn't expecting, you were expecting it, but you might have not expected that much or at that time. When you get that money, don't put it on your nails. Find the nail money somewhere else. Put it on something. And don't put it on the nail card either. You pay with a credit card? No, 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 no. Go do something else with that money that's going to make you feel better that you paid something off that you weren't expecting to pay. And when you do that, you are a winner. Okay, so here we go with the memberships. We had no new members this month. And it could be because I was very, very busy and I didn't get a chance to ask for memberships. So I'm going to, there's 2 ways when we do the members. Sometimes when I do the members, I get it wrong when I do the members that are just asking questions because it gives me the members that ask questions. And sometimes I miss people if I just do those questions. So I have to go back all the way I have to go back to the beginning to make sure I get everybody. So bear with me. And here we go. All right. They change the format too sometimes. So that's why it could take a little bit to get to you. Bear with me. Read the comments while I'm getting this ready because I don't want to miss anybody. Someone has told me that they have never heard their name. Now, if you've never heard your name, I need to know who you are because there should never be anybody that don't hear their name because everybody deserves to be heard that is a member. So while I find this, and it could be because I'm in a different store tonight and my Wi-Fi might not be as good. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna walk through the hallway and go to the other store and come back so I can read your name. So bear with me for 2 minutes. Okay, everyone. For some reason, it is not allowing me to do the membership roll call. I will have to reach out to YouTube so that I can find out exactly what's going on. I do know that right now we have 67 active members, and the members are all current, and the members that we have are all in the book. But for some reason tonight, it's not allowing me to. It's giving me your emails. It's giving me your the messages that you've sent to me, but it is not allowing me to call your names. So as soon as I get off tonight, I will make sure that I find out what the names are. And I want you to know that I will do a video in the morning. I will do it when I come into work, and I will call the members' names, all the members who are active for March of 2026. And anyone that have any questions for me, I will answer those questions tomorrow before 8 p.m. If you have any questions, anything that you want me to talk about, any concerns you have about, any ideas that you would like to bring to the table, I will make sure that you get those answered. And if those two are being coached, I will definitely be calling you tomorrow. We are doing the 30 days, 30 pieces on site. If you have a business already, I will be encouraging all the business owners to apply for a tax exemption. And the reason I want to apply for a tax exemption, some people say, well, if I get a tax exemption, I got to fill out a report every month or every quarter. Yes, you do. But let me tell you about tax exemption. It's a must have. If you have a business and you're buying supplies, whatever state you're in, I want you to explore getting a tax exemption. And anytime you buy something, if you buy that refrigerator, if you buy that piece of fabric, if you buy anything from Lowe's or Walmart or Target or Home Depot, Michael's, anytime you buy that, you use your tax exemption. And then when you get ready to buy something for yourself, then you can take that credit off of your tax exemption. So tax exemption is when you buy things to sell. Even if you buy snacks, you go to Sam's and you selling snacks or refreshments in your studio, you get that as a tax exempt. Don't be afraid of tax exemption. You make the sale, whatever you make, say like you make the sale. I made the sales last month. I pay the sales tax on the 20th of this month. So those who are in business, whether you're a subscriber or a member or someone just finding out what I'm doing, can coach you more when you get sponsorship. But I would encourage you all that are in business to get a tax exemption. And the tax exemption is going to help you a whole lot. It may take you a couple more minutes. In fact, let me show you this. This is a Walmart tax exemption card. It's just this quick. Now I have a laminator here in the store, but that little card, I had to get a new laminator today to laminate some posters because I'm doing a lot of jewelry and I want to show about everything about the beads, right? So I went and did research for the beads, but I want to laminate the posters. That lamination and the posters and everything was like $50. So when I went to check out, I saved my sales tax, and the sales tax was probably like $5 and some change. Um, it was like 650, 650, I think, 650. But this is the thing, right? Add 650 every time you buy something, and just think of how much money that is. Now that lamination is going to help me be a better make sales. I can laminate stuff and I can sell it. I can laminate bookmarks and I can sell it. So when you get your tax exempt, it can make your money go further. Because every time you go buy something and you pay the tax on it, it might be $10, nice, whatever your tax amount, that much more. And that's why people don't like taxes. They don't like the taxes to go up because it keeps going up. So no price is that set price. And then if you're selling stuff, and say you're selling stuff for $10, or say Miss Bernie sold that for $45, right? But she bought all that material, and she bought all that material to make that hat, and it had taxes in it. But if she bought all that material and she got tax exempt, then she could sell it for $45. But if she sold it and she paid the taxes on it, she probably didn't want to tell the guy he needed to pay $47.50 to include the tax, right? Or however much the tax is where she is. So it works for you. Don't be afraid of it. Put it as a reminder, just like your light bill. I need to send it off. You got 20 days to send it off, and then send it off, and then you get to experience the sales tax. Okay. Um, so it was like, okay, yes, I got credit line of Uline. Okay, this is Miss Miriam. I had coached her how to get credit on the Uline, and right away, Miss Marilyn got $1,000 credit line. Since I can't call your names off, I'm going to tell you why you should get a credit line with several places. But we're going to talk about Uline first. Uline may charge a little bit more, but you got to buy more, but it stops you from going from the store a whole lot through the month because you got plenty. When you got plenty, you don't keep buying the same thing, right? And then also they brought it to you, and they got it to you within 2 days. There's nowhere you can order in Uline in the United States, and it takes more than 2 to 3 days at the max. It's either the next day or 2 days. If it's in real rural, they'll say 3 days, right? But Uline is a number one American-made company that sells products to you in the state, and you get it right away. So think about your time. Your time is worth more than paying $1.50 more for something. So Uline sets you up to be a shot caller. I'm gonna say it like that. Uline sets you up so you ready to roll. You ready to make lots of money. So you can get your earring cards, you can get your puncher, you can actually get so much stuff at Uline, you'll be just like the big box stores, and you'll look very good and very polished. So I want you to be familiar with Uline, and that's anybody that's listening to me. Get your Uline account. And then after you get your Uline account, then ask them for a line of credit. The line of credit is automatically $1,000. And the reason that it's $1,000 is because you're not really doing business if you don't have $1,000 credit card. So they give you an automatic $1,000 credit line, and then you have 30 days to get it. And some people told me I got it, but I couldn't pay my card. Oh, I owe them $300 and I didn't have the money. So what you do with Uline, if you get in a jam and life happens and you owe Uline money and you can't pay it, excuse me, you can't pay it in the 30 days they give you. Pay them something. Pay them $100. If you can't pay it all, pay another $100. Can't pay it all, pay another $100. And what I'm telling you, when you pay it, they don't charge you a late fee. They know the struggle. Now they're going to write you, they're going to email you like any other bill collector. But if you can pay that card off, they will continue to give you a good credit history, and you can continue to go. And sometimes you're going to need it. Sometimes if you got to give a big order, and say you're doing dresses and the dresses need to look really nice in garment bags, and you just hand somebody their prom dress out the door, that's not professional. But you can hand that dress out the door with a nice garment bag on it. When they get ready to check out, they're gonna give you a nice tip. So use the U line like Miriam did. I'm encouraging everybody else, whether you're ready or not. I know you got the books because they send them to everybody. Call them. They may ask you to place an order first. And even Miriam, I remember Miriam talking to me and she said, I got it in my cart. I got these things you told me to get in my cart. And I said, don't cash out. Call them and ask them for a line of credit. The next day, Miriam called me back. Miss Evelyn. I said, what? She said, they've already sent me a notification that they shipped it and they gave me a line of credit just for asking. They didn't tell her yes. They said, we'll look at it. Then the next day, Miriam called me again. Miss Evelyn. I said, what? She said, look at my doors. She had the boxes all the way up to here. So what I'm saying to you is that we're giving you quality information. We're giving you real live chats, people telling you what the success is. And every penny that you spend, whether you spend it with a membership or you spend it with coaching, I promise you it is worth weight in gold. Now, lastly, this is the last one before I go. You know, I got to tell you something about sports, right? Okay, y'all know the women hockey team won the gold medal 2 weeks before the male hockey team, right? So the male hockey team won it. They won it. But the person, it was almost at the end, and it was like tough. It was tough to win this, right? And I know you saw this guy, right? I know y'all saw this guy. The guy that did the winning thing was so happy. His name was, I think it was Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes. He was so happy. He had been working hard. In fact, his mom was the coach for the women's team. So he was working so hard. He doing the hockey. He came up. He won. He had a bloody face. He had his teeth all chipped out, teeth missing, blood all over his face. Okay, what does that mean? What does that mean, you all? That means that sometimes in life, when you are focused, you can do two things. You could go, I ain't gonna mess up my face. Or you can say, I'm going for it because this is once in a lifetime. Remember when I told you gotta have your shoulder pads on? Well, look, he's the most popular person on TV for winning the gold, going to the White House, for putting all of it in there. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes when you're on this journey of life and you got to save the ship, the one you own, like we on this same, all of us on the same ship. All of us on the same ship. So if somebody said, no, I ain't going to do that because I don't want to get my nails broken. And somebody said, I don't care if I break my hands. They are not going to run over me. Them the kind of people you want on your ship. So when you on your ship, you want to be able to do what you can do to make it happen. And that, my friend, is what I'm going to leave you with. We are on this together and we're going to make it happen. I see some person just asked a question. And so it said, this is from T-Bird Fashion. Hi, Evelyn. I love you. I tried to do a membership, but for some reason, YouTube wouldn't take the payment, even though it has my debit card saved. Is there any other way to join? Okay, I'm going to look on that right now, and I'm going to find out what's going on with YouTube. And I will definitely be back on tomorrow to call everybody names on. It could be a technical error. And I'm in another store where we share the same Wi-Fi. I have to go through a wall to get there. So I couldn't pull it up even when I went back. So I will refresh everything. I'll refresh everything on here and I'll refresh everything on my phone. And I would say if you could try it again in an hour. And if not in an hour, do it tomorrow after I come on. And I love you all. And believe me, we ain't going nowhere. We're finna win this fight. Thank you so much. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being with me tonight. I appreciate you all. Talk to you soon. We had a record turnout for Sunday. Love you all. Bye bye.